Hello everyone, welcome to Australia and welcome to Australian Book Travels, where we recommend great novels and travel to Australian country towns looking for all things book related, whilst exploring the town's history and places of interest. This episode, we travel to the largest town in the southern Highlands of New South Wales, in the municipality of Wingecarribee Shire, the town of Bowral, also known as Don Bradman's town, but a little bit more on that later. Bowral is 130 kilometres southwest of Sydney, or thereabouts, and 170 kilometres northeast of Canberra, approximately 720 kilometres northeast of Bendigo, and 762 kilometres northeast of Melbourne, with a population of approximately 10,800 and an average yearly rainfall of around about 930 millimetres. Sitting in Gundungurra country of the Aboriginal Bowral people, Bowral is considered to be in a cool climate wine district. Proclaimed a book town in the year 2000, Bowral has numerous bookshops and is or has been home to many Australian literary greats, including P.L. Travers, author of the Mary Poppins novels, and Arthur Upfield, author of the Boney detective novels, to name only two of the many. Established in 1861 as a European settlement, the town grew significantly, mainly due to the installation of the railway linking towns between Sydney through to Melbourne between 1860 and the 1890s. But Bowral became extremely popular in the late 19th and early 20th century as a summer retreat with the wealthy gentry of Sydney, resulting in the build and establishment of many manor houses and estates. A few of these still exist today. From the late 1880s, these wealthy classes of society organised the planting of deciduous trees in and around the town to have the Australian landscape changed in order to reflect a more European or English character. Today, Bowral is a leafy and green town noted for its boutiques and antique shops, luxury accommodation, 60 vineyards and gourmet cafes and upmarket restaurants. There are 6 public and private schools and 10 churches in Bowral alone. Public and private hospitals, rail and bus services, and the town's own weekly newspaper, the Southern Highlands. It also hosts the Bowral Classic, a spring cycling event with multiple races staged between 35 and 160 kilometres. Another point of interest is nearby Mount Gibraltar, standing at 863 metres above sea level. But a little bit more on that later. are so many notable Australians who do or have lived in Bowral that there are too many to mention here. Of course, cricketer Sir Don Bradman would have to be the most famous, and P.L. Travers, author of the Mary Poppins books, as mentioned earlier. But also Australian journalists Ita Buttrose, Richard Carlton, Jennifer Byrne and Andrew Denton have also called Bowral home. Actress Lorraine Desmond, famous early 20th century painter Roy de Maistre and former New South Wales Premier John Fahey are another three. Antarctic scientist and geologist Frank de Benham and author Bryce Courtney have also called Bowral home. back to cricketer Sir Donald George Bradman, acknowledged as Australia's greatest batsman of all time and nicknamed the Don. Born in Cootamundra, New South Wales in 1908, Don Bradman's family moved to Bowral in 1911 when he was 2.5 years old. He began playing cricket for Bowral Public School, then went on to play for the local Bowral team, and of course he eventually played for Australia. Such an incredible batsman was he that the English team during the 1932-33 tour devised the strategy bodyline in an attempt to curb Bradman's brilliant batting skills. Don Bradman died in South Australia in 2001. As you can see in this footage, Bowral has not forgotten its cricketing legend and has dedicated the cricket oval where he once played to Don Bradman. There is also the Don Bradman Museum, which celebrates this cricketing great. The Cherry Tree Walk sits alongside a stream and a walking cycling track. 526 cherry trees were planted here, with each tree dedicated to a soldier hailing from Bowral who died in the service of Australia. A sobering walk, and yet one that also reflects a beauty, respect and honour for those who have gone before us and served for us. Wow. We are currently standing on a section of Mount Gibraltar in the Southern Highlands, and we are overlooking the township of Bowral. Most of it anyway. The actual township. I hope you can see it in the footage. It is a cloudy day. It has been raining for quite a few days, and there is a massive thunderstorm expected this evening. So I thought it best to come out here and show you this now, otherwise we will never get the opportunity with a huge thunderstorm due. But that is the township of Bowral. I do not know Bowral well enough to point things out to you. But right in the screen now, below all of that development, just below is the main highway. I'm not sure if you can see any vehicles travelling along it. And we head out in the next 24 hours. We will head out that way back to Victoria. So that is the township of Bowral. That is the township of Bowral from Mount Gibraltar in the Southern Highlands. Well, we have come to the end of our visit to Bowral for this week, but we continue on further around New South Wales next week. So we hope to see you then. In the meantime, take care everyone, happy reading, safe travels. Bye for now.